Hi Megan, it's Wednesday and I'm so glad you're back and I missed you and I can't wait to see pictures and fun things and hear about your trip. Today we're supposed to post our stories and I have recorded a video about 10 times so far and it's not coming out right. It's so weird how I have such a weird experience with that process. I don't know what the struggle is for me in telling my story. Like I feel like it's not bad enough to make me validated, in my struggle. And my story is very basic. I grew up a chubby kid who was terrorized by the kids in my school. Not terrorized, but, picked on like most kids. And I started eating a lot and secretly. And I grew up in a house where I had a parent that was extremely emotionally abusive and would call me names and would terrify me on a consistent basis. And I always felt alone. And I always felt scared. And I never felt like who I was enough. I always felt like even my eating disorder wasn't enough. And I tried to be bulimic and I tried to be anorexic and it didn't work and I couldn't do it. And there was another source of inadequacy because I can't pull off an eating disorder that people would recognize. I was in Weight Watchers the first time at 12, and when I went back in my 20s and I lost a bunch of weight, I would be good for like 3 or 4 days. I would starve myself for 2 days before the weigh-in, and then I would binge all weekend and then start the cycle all over again. And I thought if I could just be thin, it could fix everything. And I was the sickest I've ever been. I met my husband and he loves me no matter what, and I gained some weight back when I first moved out here, and that was great, and because I felt healthier and happier. But the feelings always come back, the inadequacy and the not being enough. And even though I have many, 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 many more moments than I ever did of feeling like who I am is fantastic and who I am is okay and all that good stuff, the demon still kind of creeps back every once in a while. And I was doing really good for a while, and then my dad died. About 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. And I felt this hole in my heart that I hadn't felt since I was a kid, that I was all alone and I was empty because here was this person that loved me and who was my refuge from a lot of the insanity of my childhood. And he's gone. And even though, I was 35 years old when he passed away, again, all over again, I felt like that little kid who was just lost and looked over and just beaten. And a lot of the old binging behaviors came back. The secrets, the hiding. It scares me because I don't like that feeling of being out of control. And I know that food will not fix me. And I know that the pattern is very self-destructive. But that's part of why I'm doing this, and part of why you and I are having this conversation, is to maybe talk about those times and those holes in our hearts, at least for me, that I try and fill with food, and have been trying to do that ever since I was a little kid. That's where I am today, and where I hope to be tomorrow is someone that is developing a healthier sense of who I am and what I need, and the role of food in my life. Because I know the difference. Intellectually, I know a lot, but that little 5-year-old inside of me still is seeking something, and I haven't found it yet. But I will. Maybe we'll find it together. Whew, I feel better now. I'll see you Friday. I love you.